Bini, 25. Working security at small private university. Night shifts mostly peaceful. Main job is stopping drunk students from fighting Bush. Campus announces new gender dialogue initiative. Mandatory workshops for all staff. Principal says healing starts with conversation. Cafeteria lady whispers, healing starts with whiskey. Show up to auditorium at 8 in the morning. Room filled with sociology students and exhausted janitors. Speaker introduces herself as Maya. Huge smile and terrifying eye contact. Says patriarchy hurts everyone. Guy from maintenance asks if patriarchy can fix air conditioning. Whole room laughs except Maya. She writes something on clipboard. Maintenance guy suddenly nervous, forced into discussion circles. End up with 4 girls and 1 nervous librarian. Topic is emotional invisibility in men. One girl says men never express feelings. Tell them I expressed fear when rent increased. Girl with nose ring says humor is a male defense mechanism. Tell her poverty is also a defense mechanism. Librarian starts sweating harder. Discussion leader nods like ancient monk. Maya keeps returning to my table, says I have guarded masculine energy. Not even sure what that means. Sounds like a video game debuff. Still better than student loans. Few weeks later, workshop becomes weekly thing. Attendance mandatory for employees. Security office turns into therapy waiting room. Old veteran coworker quits after 3rd session. Before leaving, he says, if I wanted lectures from 20-year-olds, I would visit my nephew. Everyone pretends not to hear. Maya calls his reaction resistance behavior. One night, Maya catches me eating noodles alone. Sits beside me in cafeteria, asks why men isolate themselves emotionally. Tell her cafeteria closes in 10 minutes. She laughs anyway, says I am funny in a tragic way. Never heard a compliment sound like diagnosis. Somehow keep talking for 2 hours. Learn she grew up with strict father. Father controlled everything in house, even television schedule. She says feminism saved her life. Tell her my mother worked 3 jobs. Father disappeared when I was 7. Feminism never entered conversation. Mostly because electricity bills kept winning. She gets quiet for first time. SAYS people like me confuse her theories. Tell her life confuses mine too. Fair exchange. Start eating lunch together sometimes. Campus rumors spread immediately. Students think I became feminist bodyguard. Coworkers think she is converting me. Maintenance guy asks if I need rescue. Tell him free coffee is worth ideological risk. He salutes dramatically. Printer explodes behind him. One afternoon, she invites me to student debate. Topic is modern masculinity. Free pizza included, obviously attend. Auditorium packed with angry humanities students. First speaker says traditional masculinity causes violence. Second speaker says modern men are becoming weak. Third speaker somehow blames capitalism and yogurt commercials. Student moderator asks audience for thoughts. Maya points directly at me. Entire room turns. Feel soul leave body. Walk to microphone anyway. Say most men I know are just tired. Working too much. Dating less. Trying not to fail publicly. Room surprisingly quiet. Girl near front says women are tired too. Tell her I know. Everyone acts like exhaustion is competition now. Few people clap. After debate, Maya looks annoyed. Asks why audience liked my answer. Tell her maybe because nobody was yelling. She says calmness can hide oppression. Start noticing strange things around campus. Male professors speak carefully around students. One guy apologizes for saying you guys. Another professor gets reported for interrupting too confidently. Students create anonymous page rating men on campus, mostly calling them creepy or emotionally unavailable. Few women professors appear too. Comments somehow even meaner. Campus newspaper writes article about hidden sexism in chess club. Chess club immediately collapses. Nobody understands why. Probably because chess players already hated humanity. Maya becomes more stressed every week. Says administration only supports feminism when profitable. University sells empowerment shirts for $60. Shirts made in sweatshops overseas. Everyone ignores that part. One night she breaks down in cafeteria, says she is tired of performing strength constantly. Says every conversation feels like battle. Never seen her look exhausted before. Tell her she does not need to win every argument. She says women cannot relax around men. Tell her men cannot relax around anyone. She stares at me silently. After that, conversations change. Less lectures, more honesty. She admits some activists enjoy moral superiority too much. I admit some men hide insecurity behind arrogance. Still argue constantly. She says marriage historically oppressed women. I say working 80 hours in coal mines probably oppressed men too. Cafeteria worker tells us both to shut up. Winter semester arrives. New scandal hits campus. Female student accuses famous professor of harassment. Whole university explodes instantly. Students protest outside administration building. Social media turns into digital civil war. Some say believe women immediately. Others say evidence matters first. Professor suspended before investigation even starts. People celebrate online. Guy from history department quietly deletes old photographs with students. Naya joins protests. Asks me to help with security barriers. I agree because overtime pay exists. Capitalism undefeated again. During protest, one student grabs microphone, says men are inherently dangerous. Crowd cheers loudly. Another student says fathers are obsolete. Even louder cheers. Look around confused. Half crowd recording with phones. Other half trying to look morally pure. Feels less like justice and more like theater. Later that night, Maya asks what I thought. Tell her some protesters sound angry at all men. She immediately defensive. Says oppressed groups deserve anger. Tell her anger still scares people. She says fear of anger is privilege. Tell her security guards do not get privilege. We both stop talking. Next week, investigation leaks online. Turns out professor mostly sent awkward messages. Nothing illegal. Still creepy though. Internet somehow angrier now. Students split into factions. One side says accusations ruined innocent man. Other side says discomfort itself is violence. Everyone suddenly expert in ethics. Maya caught between both groups. Radicals call her too moderate. Traditionalists call her extremist. She starts smoking behind library. Find her there one night. She asks if men secretly hate feminism. Tell her most men just hate being assumed guilty. She says women hate feeling unsafe constantly. Neither of us answer after that. Cold air doing all talking now. Campus bell ringing in distance like funeral soundtrack. Few days later, administration hosts open forum. Students and staff invited. Absolute disaster immediately. First guy complains feminism destroyed dating. Second girl says men are emotional parasites. Third person cries about unpaid internships. Audience applauds every sentence emotionally. Maya eventually walks on stage. Says movement became too addicted to enemies. Whole room freezes. Radical students glaring like assassins. She says reducing all men to oppressors solves nothing. Also says pretending sexism vanished is delusional. Nobody happy now. Probably most honest speech entire year. Student from back screams she betrayed women. Older professor screams back about witch hunts. Security forced between philosophy students. Worst sentence in human history. Forum ends early. Someone pulls fire alarm. Campus newspaper calls it symbolic disruption. Maya disappears for 3 days after that, students spreading rumors constantly. Some say she got fired. Others say she joined underground activism group. Finally see her in cafeteria again. Looks exhausted beyond human limits. Sits across from me silently. She says movements become dangerous when identity replaces humanity. Tell her internet figured that out years ago. She almost smiles, admits she spent years seeing men as category first. Says trauma made it easier. I admit I spent years dismissing feminism completely, because loud extremists were easier to mock. Both realizing algorithms poisoned everyone's brains. Normal people rarely post essays online. Crazy people apparently never sleep. Semester ending soon, campus finally calming down. Students moving on to new outrage. Administration already printing fresh empowerment posters. Maya says she might leave activism entirely. Tell her helping people is good. Building identity around permanent war is not. She writes that down quietly, last day before break. Cafeteria mostly empty. Snow outside covering campus like apology letter. Maya hands me folded paper. Expect political manifesto. Open it carefully. Just says, thank you for arguing like I was human. Stand there awkwardly holding paper, brain completely empty. Cafeteria worker watching from distance like soap opera fan. Before leaving, Maya laughs softly, says, funny thing is, most sexist man she dated called himself feminist. Most understanding man worked campus security. She walks away into snow. Standing there confused for a full minute. Cafeteria worker finally speaks. Congratulations, you accidentally discovered nuance. Vending machine immediately steals my money. Patriarchy wins again.